Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today, we're going to be focusing on ClearSecure, ticker symbol YUU, as of March 17, 2025. So you sent in quite a collection of information about this company, and I think our mission here is to try to unpack what's really most important to understand about ClearSecure right now, given all the stuff that's going on.
Right.
Materials you provided cover a pretty wide range. We've got stuff about the overall market, which, of course, everyone knows is quite volatile. We've got specifics about YU's recent performance, their earnings reports, and where they fit in the industry. And we've even got some charts, technical analysis.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with all that in front of us, I guess the question is, where do we even begin?
Well, I think a good place to start is actually with that bigger picture you mentioned, the overall market conditions, because everything else we talk about is going to be happening in that context. And you're right, things are pretty volatile out there. The S&P 500, for example,
Right.
that had that correction recently and then bounced back. So already you're seeing this kind of uncertainty in the market. And then you add on top of that things like, the concerns about a potential economic slowdown. We see, President Trump's tariff proposals and how those are impacting things. And then you've got, gold prices going above $3,000 an ounce. People are looking for those safe haven assets.
Mm-hmm. It does seem like people are being very selective right now. We're seeing some tech companies, like NVIDIA, for example, they're doing really well. But then others, even if their earnings reports are decent, like Adobe, for instance, they've had these sell-offs.
Right.
So it seems like investors are really trying to figure out where to put their money.
Absolutely. They're looking for companies that can demonstrate they're going to be resilient. They want strong fundamentals. And I think they're also looking for companies that are maybe a little bit more insulated from those kind of global macroeconomic headwinds, like the tariffs that we were talking about.
So this brings us to ClearSecure and their recent performance. As of March 17th, 2025, their stock price is sitting at $24.52, which puts their market cap at about $2.37 billion. So let's take a look at that price movement. What are you seeing there?
Well, just looking at the last month, it seems like it's been generally trending upwards. Back on February 19th, it was around $22.24. And now it's at that $24.52. It even hit a high point on March 7th of $25.25.41.
Okay.
But then when you zoom out and look at the whole past year, the range is much wider. It hit a high of $38.88 and a low of $16.05. So it's a pretty big swing compared to how stable it's been recently. Yeah, you're right. And that recent stabilization that you're talking about around that 24.52 mark from March 14th to 17th, that's actually pretty significant, I think. It could mean that the stock is entering what we call a consolidation phase. After that upward movement, it's kind of taking a breather. It's not fluctuating too much in either direction. And that kind of consolidation can often be a signal that the next big price movement is coming. Whether it's going to go up or down, we don't know yet.
Now, speaking of, market sentiment, let's talk about those earnings reports, because from what I'm seeing in your sources, it seems like people are pretty positive about ClearSecure's recent earnings.
That's right. We've got some chatter on X, and there's that Seeking Alpha analysis. From March 12th, that gave it a buy rating. They were specifically talking about that latest quarter. So what were some of the highlights from those earnings? Well, the reports were really emphasizing the revenue growth. They're just showing solid growth there. Yeah. And their cash flow is improving, and they're also increasing their subscriber base, all of which are really good signs for investors typically. But it goes beyond just, those basic numbers. You also mentioned that there's some talk on X about ClearSecure moving into the enterprise sector. Now, that's interesting because that could open up a whole new stream of revenue for them. On top of that, they've also got this stock buyback program going on, which is something else that you pointed out from X. What do you think about that buyback program? How's the market likely to react to that?
Well, when a company buys back its own shares, that can be a pretty strong signal to the market. It could mean that management believes the stock is undervalued. And by reducing the number of shares that are out there, they can actually help it boost the price a little bit.
Exactly. It can be seen as a real vote of confidence from management. They're putting their money where their mouth is, and it can potentially be a good thing for shareholders as well. Now, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the industry that ClearSecure operates in. Where do they fit in the overall landscape?
Well, they're in the digital security and identity verification market, and I think it's safe to say that that's a growing market. There's just this increasing need for secure and efficient ways to verify people's identities across all sorts of different sectors.
Absolutely. And that trend is being driven by a couple of things. One is that there are more and more security requirements these days. And then the other is that digital technology is really taking over in terms of how we manage and verify identity. And ClearSecure is well positioned to capitalize on this trend, especially in those high traffic environments like airports. And your sources actually mentioned that they have a presence in every airport in the US. But they're also expanding into enterprises and other venues. Now, here's something interesting to consider. Their business model is primarily service-based. How do you think that might affect them differently than other companies in this market?
Yeah, I think it could actually provide them with a bit of an advantage, especially when you consider all the talk about tariffs. Those could really increase the cost of goods for companies that are more reliant on hardware manufacturing. But ClearSecure being focused on services, they might be a little more insulated from those kinds of fluctuations.
That's a really good point. So, taking all of this into account, the market context, ClearSecure's own recent performance, those positive earnings reports, and their position in the industry, what kind of overall patterns are you starting to see emerge here?
A few things stand out to me. First, there's that resilience we were talking about earlier. Even with the market going up and down, ClearSecure's stock price has been holding relatively steady around that 24.52 mark. And that, combined with the stock buyback program, suggests to me that there's some real underlying demand there.
Okay.
The second thing is that recent plateau in the price action. After that climb up, it's been kind of flatlining. And to me, that looks like a consolidation phase, like the market is taking a pause before making its next move.
Yeah.
And then finally, when we look at the bigger picture, that recovery from the low point back in 2024 to where they are now, which is pretty close to their 5-year average, that shows me that they've got a pretty solid growth trajectory, maybe even more so than some of their peers who have been a bit more all over the place.
Those are some really insightful observations, and I think they lead nicely into the next thing I wanted to discuss, which is potential investment strategies. Because your sources actually mentioned a couple of different ways that investors might approach ClearSecure. Can you tell me a little bit more about those?
Well, one of the ideas that came up was a short-term swing trade.
Okay.
And this strategy seems to be based on a couple of things. First, that the stock is currently trading pretty close to its estimated 200-day simple moving average, which is somewhere in that $24 to $25 range. And second, that consolidation phase that we were just talking about. So the idea is that if the stock can break through that recent high, that 25 level, it might have enough momentum to run up to somewhere between $28 and $30, which could mean a pretty decent return in just a few weeks, assuming, of course, that the market cooperates and doesn't throw any major curveballs.
That's an interesting short-term outlook. What about investors who are looking for something a bit more long-term?
Well, there was also some talk about the stock potentially being undervalued. In fact, one post on X from back in February suggested that its fair value could be as high as $49, which is obviously quite a bit higher than where it's trading right now.
It is.
And the thinking behind that seems to be based on a few key factors: their revenue growth, subscriber growth, and cash flow growth, their position in a relatively stable and growing industry, and once again, that stock buyback program, which could help to drive the price up over the next year or so, potentially even back towards its previous high or beyond.
And there's also a third strategy mentioned, wasn't there, for investors who are maybe a little bit more risk-averse?
Right. There was a suggestion about using covered calls
Right.
as a way to potentially generate some income, while also limiting the downside risk if the market takes a turn for the worse.
Now it's important to remember that no investment strategy is without risk. So what are some of the things that investors should be aware of? When it comes to ClearSecure?
Well, I think one of the biggest risks right now is just the overall market volatility. We've been talking about the tariffs and the potential for an economic slowdown. And if things really start to go south, that could have a negative impact on investor sentiment across the board, especially for companies in the tech sector.
Agreed.
Another thing to keep in mind is that ClearSecure needs to continue to deliver on those earnings expectations. Right now there's a lot of positive momentum, but if they miss the mark in their next report, that could lead to a pretty sharp correction in the stock price.
Makes sense.
And finally, we can't forget about the competition. The digital security market is getting more and more crowded, so ClearSecure has to keep innovating and stay ahead of the curve if they want to justify their current valuation and continue to grow in the future.
Those are all valid points. Now, in addition to all of that fundamental analysis, your sources also included some technical analysis as of March 17th. What were some of the key takeaways from that?
Well, technically speaking, the stock was trading around its estimated 50-day simple moving average, which is somewhere between $23.50 and $24. And it was also close to its 200-day simple moving average, which is in that $24 to $25 range. Now, typically when a stock is trading near those moving averages, it suggests a neutral to slightly bullish outlook.
Okay.
There also seems to be some resistance around that recent high of 25.25, and the trading volume has been relatively moderate lately, which isn't too surprising given that it's in this consolidation phase. But if we were to see a breakout, especially above that resistance level, it would need to be accompanied by a significant increase in volume for it to be considered really meaningful. The 14-day RSI, or Relative Strength Index, was somewhere in that neutral 50 to 60 range, which doesn't really give us any strong signals either way. As for support and resistance levels, it looks like there's some key support around 23.50 and 22.24, and then resistance, of course, at that 25 mark, and then potentially up in that $28 to $30 range that we talked about earlier. So, all things considered, the technical analysis seems to be pointing towards a hold recommendation for now, with a possible upgrade to a buy if that 25 level is broken decisively and with strong volume. So I know we've covered a lot of ground here, but just to bring it all together, if you had to sum it up, what are the most important things for our listeners to understand about Clear Secured right now?
I think the key takeaways are that Clear Secure is a company that's showing real resilience in a market that's frankly all over the place. Their recent earnings have been well received, and that stock buyback program seems to be providing some solid support. Technically speaking, there are some signs that the stock could be poised for an upward move, but it's really going to depend on whether it can break through those key resistance levels.
And for those of you listening at home who want to stay informed and make smart decisions, what are the things you should be watching closely in the coming days and weeks?
I think it's crucial to keep an eye on the bigger picture. You know, those macroeconomic factors we discussed, especially anything related to tariffs or the Federal Reserve's actions, because those can have a ripple effect across the entire market. And then, of course, you want to stay tuned for Clear Secure's next earnings report and pay attention to any significant shifts in the trading volume for their stock.
Of course, everything we've talked about today is based on the information we have as of March 17, 2025, and the market can change very quickly. But hopefully this has given you a better understanding of the forces at play and the key factors to consider when it comes to Clear Secure. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Clear Secure? What parts of this conversation resonated with you the most, and what questions do you still have? We encourage you to keep researching, dig deeper, and come to your own conclusions. And if you found this episode helpful, please consider subscribing to the podcast, leaving us a rating, and sharing it with your friends. Thanks for listening.